Walk into any grocery store and you will find two types of eggs sitting side by side on the shelf. Brown ones, white ones. And almost always, the brown ones cost more. Most people grab the brown eggs without a second thought, assuming they are healthier, more natural, or somehow superior. But what if everything you believed about brown eggs versus white eggs was built on nothing more than a marketing illusion? The truth behind this everyday grocery store decision is far more interesting than most people realize, and by the end of this, you will never look at a carton of eggs the same way again. Here is the part that stops most people in their tracks. The color of an egg has absolutely nothing to do with its quality, nutrition, or taste. Nothing. The only thing that determines whether an egg comes out brown or white is the breed of the hen that laid it. White hens, like the white leghorn, lay white eggs. Reddish or brown hens, like the Rhode Island Red, lay brown eggs. That is the entire secret. There is no deeper meaning, no special farming process, no nutritional advantage hiding inside that darker shell. The color is purely genetic, the same way human hair color is determined by genetics. It tells you nothing about what is inside, so if brown eggs are not better, why do they consistently cost more at the store? The answer comes down to the size of the hens. Brown egg-laying hens are physically larger than white egg-laying hens. Larger hens eat more feed. More feed means higher production costs for farmers. Those higher costs get passed directly to consumers at the register. There is no premium quality involved. You are literally paying more because the chicken that laid your egg was bigger and ate more food. That is it. The price difference is a production cost difference, not a quality difference. And yet, the perception of brown eggs being more wholesome and natural has allowed that price gap to stick around for decades. Now let us talk about what actually matters to most people, which is nutrition. Multiple studies conducted by food scientists and agricultural researchers have confirmed that brown eggs and white eggs are nutritionally identical when the hens are raised under the same conditions. Same protein content, same fat levels, same vitamins and minerals. The shell color changes nothing about the nutritional profile inside. However, here is where it gets genuinely interesting. What does affect nutrition is the diet and living conditions of the hen. Eggs from hens raised on pasture or fed omega-3 enriched diets will have measurably better nutritional profiles than eggs from hens kept in confined conditions, regardless of shell color. So if you are buying brown eggs thinking you are getting a nutritional upgrade, you are not. But if you are buying pasture-raised eggs, that is a different conversation entirely. Taste is where things get personal, and the debate gets heated. Many people swear that brown eggs taste richer and more flavorful. Blind taste tests, however, tell a very different story. When people cannot see the shell color, they consistently fail to identify which egg is brown and which is white based on taste alone. The perceived difference in flavor is not coming from the shell color. It is coming from the hen's diet, freshness of the egg, and how it was stored. A fresh egg from a backyard hen will taste dramatically different from a weeks-old supermarket egg, regardless of color. Your taste buds are responding to freshness and feed quality, not shell pigmentation. One area where there is a slight measurable difference is shell thickness. Brown eggs tend to have marginally thicker shells compared to white eggs. This is largely because the larger hens that produce brown eggs also produce eggs with slightly more calcium in the shell. However, this difference is so minor that it has no practical impact on cooking, storage, or safety. Both shell types protect the egg equally well under normal handling conditions. The thickness difference is not a reason to choose one over the other. It is simply a biological byproduct of the hen's size. The marketing world has done a masterful job of associating brown eggs with words like natural, farm fresh, and wholesome. Brown packaging, earthy tones, and rustic imagery on egg cartons all reinforce the idea that brown equals better. But these are branding decisions, not agricultural realities. A brown egg can come from a hen living in the exact same confined industrial conditions as a white egg-laying hen. The color of the shell tells you nothing about how the animal was raised. If farming practices matter to you, look for labels like pasture-raised, certified humane, or free-range, and verify what those labels actually mean, because not all of them carry the same standards. Here is something most people never learn in school. Eggs actually come in far more colors than just brown and white. Araucana hens lay blue eggs. Olive egger hens lay green eggs. Some breeds produce eggs in shades of pink, cream, and even speckled patterns. The pigment is deposited on the shell during the laying process. White eggs have no pigment added. Brown eggs get their color from a pigment called protoporphyrin. Blue eggs get their color from a pigment called oocyanin. None of these pigments penetrate the shell membrane, meaning the inside of every egg, regardless of color, looks exactly the same. Buy based on what actually matters. If budget is your priority, white eggs give you identical nutrition for less money. If animal welfare and nutrition density matter to you, look for pasture-raised eggs, regardless of shell color. Stop letting shell color drive your decision. The brown versus white egg debate is one of the most successful illusions in modern grocery shopping, and now you are no longer fooled by it. If this changed the way you think about something as simple as buying eggs, imagine what other everyday assumptions are worth questioning. Drop a comment below telling us what surprised you most, and subscribe so you never miss another video that challenges what you think you already know.